Hello, welcome to Election Speakout. I'm Tana Canfield, one of your hosts. I am pleased and honored to introduce to you candidate John Wilson, who is running for Troutdale City Council position 6. John, hello.
Hi.
Let me begin by highlighting John's background. John was Troutdale's 2002 Citizen of the Year. He chaired and was a member of Troutdale's annual Summerfest event for 12 years. John was a member of the Multnomah County Library Site Committee. He chaired Measure 2677, member of Reynolds School Bond Committee, member on Troutdale's Budget Committee for 8 years, Vice Chair of the Riverfront Renewal Advisory Committee. John's educational background comes from the California Coast University with a bachelor's in management. John's occupational background includes wholesale, marketing, and retail management. John is an account executive with Pamphlet Media Group. To my left on the end is my fellow host, Jeremy Shepard, who will be asking questions of our candidate, John Wilson. Now I will turn this portion of the program to Jeremy Shepard. Jeremy?
Thank you, Dana. First, thanks, John, for agreeing to answer some questions for us today.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. So I think we want to start off with kind of the most obvious question. Why are you running for Troutdale City Council?
Well, I'm confident that I'll be an asset to the council. I've already been involved with city committees and community events. We need to maintain the great level of service we enjoy in Troutdale. In order to do this, we need to attract new businesses and encourage new home development.
And do you have a plan or an idea of how we're going to do that?
Well, I agree with the Open for Business program that covers businesses, gives them a break for moving to Troutdale or expanding their business in Troutdale. There's still more that needs to be done. Our city buildings, parks, green spaces need to be maintained. If we don't, they'll end up like City Hall and we'll be closing it.
Thank you, John. Second question, what do you feel is the most important issue facing Troutdale today?
Well, I feel that our budget, we need to make sure that our top services are properly funded. The city has been deficit spending over the last few years, and in our last city budget, their statement that we cannot continue at the current level of spending. That is why it's important for me to get new businesses as well as new home development in Troutdale. This will create new revenue, taking pressure off the current city budget.
Okay. So you're looking at ways to decrease the pressure on revenue that's generated in the city? Yes.
Currently we've got FedEx will be coming onto the tax rolls in the next few years, but we can't just sit by thinking that that's going to take care of everything. We need to pursue other major industries,
okay.
Clean industries or good industries for Troutdale to help take that pressure off.
And I imagine that means the city projects coming in on budget as well.
Yes, the city projects do need to come in at what they're designated at.
Gotcha. Okay, well, it sounds to me like you have a good idea of what's going on in Troutdale. Do you know how everything works? How familiar are you with Troutdale City Council?
Well, I've been attending all the city council meetings on a regular basis over the last year. I'm already up to speed with the issue, needs and concerns of the city. I've given public testimony on the city buildings, the maintenance, the budget, sewer and water rates. I've discussed the economy, unemployment, underemployment, and the need not to raise rates at this time. I've brought to their attention the constant city history of overruns on capital projects.
Okay.
And I believe because of this, the current completed capital project came in at budget. I've also had conversations with the city councilors about how they come up with their conclusions. The majority of the City Council has formally endorsed me, which shows their confidence in me being a contributing member of the City Council.
Okay. So it sounds like you wouldn't, you could kind of hit the ground running. You wouldn't need a lot of ramp-up time.
No, because I do talk to them at the council meetings and outside the council meetings and study their books that they get sent also.
So you could step right in.
I feel that I can step right in.
And make a difference.
And make a difference.
All right, sir. Okay, one of the other concerns, I know that a lot of the residents, excuse me just a second, in Troutdale they have a lot of concern for their parks and for their green spaces. They want those to be well maintained. So what would you do to make sure that our parks and our green spaces in Troutdale are maintained?
Well, we need to make sure that the parks are maintained so that everybody that visits it has a good experience. I'm committed not to let the parks and green spaces go into disrepair. I was the leader of Boy Scout Pack and Troop 174 for many years, and I would encourage the boys and the parents to do service projects around the city, which has saved the city quite a bit of money with the Scouts Eagle projects. I would continue to do this and champion and encourage other service groups to help out in the city parks and green spaces and give back to the city which they serve. This will help, as it is done with the Boy Scouts, for the city to save money and reinvest them in other parks of the green spaces and parks.
So you're advocating like community volunteerism,
as well as making sure that that part is properly funded, so the city can also maintain them.
So you're saying we can make a difference. We can get out there and take care of things.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, let's talk about Troutdale's current code enforcement. Do you have an opinion in that area?
I believe the current code enforcements need to be reviewed.
Okay. Why do you think that, John, before you go too far?
Well, there are a few blighted areas that have gone on for years. And one of the most visual ones is the one downtown about 10 years ago. The Moreno block, as it's known as, burned down. It continues to be a blight on the city, and I am committed to finding a resolution within the code enforcement or some other solution to solve this blighted area downtown. This is another reason why I believe that it has kept people from moving to Troutdale downtown and other areas. Okay,
so you're telling me you want to find out what we can do about it to the best of your ability.
Correct. Find out why we haven't done anything.
Okay.
And then get back to everybody and say whether or not we can or what needs to be changed so that we can fix the blighted areas.
Okay. Why it's been there for so long, essentially.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, as we're kind of wrapping up, do you have any closing comments, John? And let me thank you again. I'm sure that it's been helpful. It's helped me out a lot, and I appreciate your time, sir. But yeah, if you have any closing comments.
Well, I'd like to thank MetroEast Community Media for giving me a chance to speak out today. I'd also like to thank those who tuned in tonight. I feel that I'm the right choice for the Troutdale City Council. I've been involved in the community since 1991. It has been a pleasure serving in the city of Troutdale. I'd like to continue this in a more formal capacity. I need your vote. The City Council has seen fit to endorse me. Most recently, the Troutdale Business Group has also endorsed me, so they feel confident in my abilities to work with them in the city. So I'm asking for your vote tonight. When you fill out your ballot, mark John Wilson, Troutdale Position 6. Together, we will continue to keep Troutdale a great place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I'm going to turn it back over to Tana.
Thank you, Jeremy. We would like to thank our gracious viewing audience for tuning in tonight to Election Speakout. Our candidate, John Wilson, is running for Troutdale City Council, Position 6. We would like your vote. When you receive your voting pamphlet, please turn to John Wilson and look at all his accomplishments and achievements. He has been a constant volunteer and hard worker for the past 21 years in Troutdale, and he will continue to do so. and I know he would make a great city councilman. We thank you in advance for your vote. Have a pleasant evening. Good night.